Thanks for tuning in to JaMHappyHour, benefiting Sweet Relief Musicians Fund. I'm Michelle, the M in Jam Sellers, that with my husband John, we started a decade ago. Sweet Relief is a nonprofit fund that provides financial assistance for career musicians and industry workers who are struggling to make ends meet. And with your help, over the next 12 months, Jam Sellers is committed to raising $25,000 for Sweet Relief. Simply listen in, comment, share, or like, and Jam Sellers will donate $1 up to $2,500 per show if you do. Plus, you can click or text to donate directly to Sweet Relief. So pour yourself a glass of butter Chardonnay and get ready to enjoy some new music. Cheers.
Welcome into the Jam Happy Hour. Hope you're having a beautiful Friday. This is a Sweet Relief show, so we're going to have a little extra fun this evening with Leigh Nash jumping in from the aptly titled Nashville, Tennessee. Thank you so much for jumping into the Jam Happy Hour tonight.
Of course. I'm happy to be here. This is Caleb Jones with me.
Hey, Caleb. We're going to hang out. We're going to enjoy some music. We're going to raise some money for a really great cause. If people aren't familiar with the Sweet Relief Musicians Fund, it is for raising funds for the front of the house, the back of the house, everybody that works so hard to pull live music together. It was pre-pandemic. It was definitely important during the pandemic. And now that the industry is back bigger and better than ever, it's doing some really good things for this industry that we love, which is live music. I know you have tour information coming up. You guys are about to hit the road literally in like hours.
Yeah.
But I love to jump into the Jam Happy Hour and get our very first song underway. Again, for every like, comment, share, emoji, you could like literally just hit like the little heart, and we're going to donate $1 on your behalf while you enjoy music with Leigh Nash. And Caleb, what would you guys like to start the show off with tonight?
I'll start with a song from my solo record called, the solo record's called The State I'm In. The song is called Tell Me Now, Tennessee.
All right. Tell Me Now, Tennessee with Leigh Nash here in the Jam Happy Hour.
Tell me now, Tennessee, is there anything left in me? I'm so tired of being tired, just another bird on the telephone wire. Mama calls me every day, saying, why do you have to move away? Well, I'm over being over it all. The further I climb, the harder I fall. Did I ever really believe it would be easy? I've had it with the highs and lows. Is it time to back it up and go? If there's something I should know, tell me now, Tennessee. Writing down the reasons why I'm so lonesome here I could cry. I started here, my heart is here, my hands still shake after all these years. Did I ever really believe it would be easy? I've had it with the highs and lows. Is it time to back it up and go? If there's something I should know, tell me now, Tennessee. How will I know if it's the end? And what do I have to do to start again? Tell me now, Tennessee, is there anything left for me? I started here, my heart is here. Where would I go after all these years? Did I ever really believe it would be easy? I've had it with the highs and lows. Is it time to back it up and go?
Leigh Nash here in the Jam Happy Hour, benefiting the Sweet Relief Musicians Fund. A great way to kick it off tonight. Thank you so much for that.
Yes.
Your voice is timeless, you know, and it's like it's a muscle, really, that you have to use and treat kindly. How is it that you still are able to sound exactly like you have all along? Like, is that something that you consciously think of? Like, I have to protect this?
I mean,
Or
if
should.
there was a threat to it, I would definitely be on lockdown. But
Right.
I will give God every ounce of credit for this voice. It is not mine, in my opinion. I was created for this. I believe that 100%. And so I think as long as I'm meant to be doing it and making people feel something, that it will be there. And my motto has always been let my heart inform my throat and my voice. And so I think Leonard Cohen or somebody way smarter than me said that the first time, but I like to, that's how I feel about it.
It's one of those voices that is so instantly recognizable too. It's like, you know,
Thank you.
for so many people, I mean, my voice doesn't sound like it did 10 years ago. Or you listen to like Taylor's 1989 came out today, the re-release. She doesn't sound the same. Like, there's a difference. It's like, it's very curious that yours is just so, bam, it's right there. And it's so beautiful, as is the music.
Thank you.
I know you've stayed very active. Like, it's not, there's no downtime. You've been recording and releasing and going, and I know there is tour information to come. There's new projects to come. What keeps you going?
I think just what I said before, this feeling that I have been imbued with this gift, and I want to use it, but also I think just if you are born for something, and I think all of us are, we all have something special to give the world. I feel like it's kind of a responsibility, but definitely it's not about me. That's the first thing. But I do have this drive to just keep creating, and also the opportunities keep presenting themselves. I mean, I try to give myself permission to quit, but I mean, I had to play shows and make music to raise my son. So a lot of it was that, but at the same time, I considered it the whole time as a gift. I mean, what more is music if not an absolute gift? But you can also, to do it for a living, I'm not gonna lie, I mean, it's been a slog, it's been a struggle, but there's good times and bad. So.
Not every day is, you know, writing and creating the perfect song or having the best show. I mean, there are days that you definitely wake up and you probably don't want anything to do with it, and yet you still have to. Like most of us, we have to go to work or we have to do the things. How do you get yourself into that mindset of like, okay, shake it off, we got to do this?
I think it's just I need an attitude check almost every 20 minutes. So I just have to.
Is that true, Caleb?
No comment.
I can tend to be.
My first instrument is moral support.
It's true. Caleb's the best. But yeah, I just attitude adjustments and remembering what a privilege this is, and like I said, it's a gift, and I wouldn't do anything to look a gift horse in the mouth. That would be a big mistake. And fans keep me going. People just have this incredible power to give back with their eyes, the things they tell you after shows, messages I get on Instagram or anywhere else online. And
they do always seem to come at just the right time.
The right time,
don't they?
I'm glad that you said that, because yes, I feel that way.
That's true.
Yeah, like every now and then you'll just get the most random one, and you're like,
right when you
I really needed that.
Most, yeah, 100%.
So y'all keep sending them, especially here tonight, because for every comment, every like, every emoji that you post, like, how do you like to psych yourself up for a day? Put that emoji up, because we're going to donate $1 on your behalf to the Sweet Relief Musicians Fund. While you do that, if you have requests or questions, you can always post those up as well, as we enjoy Leigh Nash and Caleb here in the Jam Happy Hour. Let's jump into our second song, and then I want to talk tour and projects and what's coming up next. What would you like to play for us next?
That's good. What are you tuned up for? Anything?
I'm highly adaptable. You tell me.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm doing him absolutely no favors. I'm
Nice.
really apologize. I'm just trying to get the likes, guys.
On his
So
toes.
this is full. This is full on just to get you.
Welcome to Watch Caleb Sweat.
I love it.
Here we go. This is a song by the Laws that Sixpence covered, and you hear it in the grocery store. And hopefully, you guys, if you're watching, please
Oh, you
give me some
better.
hearts.
There she goes, there she goes again, racing through my brain, and I just can't take it, this feeling that remains. There she goes again, coursing through my veins, yeah, I just can't take it, this feeling that remains. There she goes again, racing through my mind, and I just can't take it, this feeling that remains. There she goes again, she calls my name, pulls my train, and no one could heal my pain, and I just can't take it, this feeling that remains. There she goes again, chasing down my lane, and I just can't take it, this feeling that remains. There she goes, there she goes, there she goes.
Another one of those timeless songs. You talk about hearing it through the grocery store. Yeah, we know. Yeah, we hear it at the grocery store. We play it on the radio station, and it instantly transport you back, like to a time or a place or a feeling. Like how I don't want to say heavy. Are you aware that you are that song and your performance of that song is in the zeitgeist? Like it's like literally people go, oh man, I love that song.
That's the coolest thing is doing it live. Like half the time, so I do solo shows, and I've just started singing for 𝗟𝗏𝗡 and my
Wow.
partner I was talking about with
Name drop.
earlier. I know, sorry.
Let's circle back to that.
My partner in Sixpence, None the Richer, has also joined and is playing lead guitar, and so we're kind of offering ourselves to that band, and we'll do a few Sixpence songs during their set, and you can tell like the people.
God.
It's like such a shift, but then it's at the same time, I don't know. It's just all kind of felt a little bit like coming home, and just getting to see the audience just full stop, not full
Like
drop.
what?
Joy,
Record scratch.
joy, just complete joy. Just like what is even happening,
Yeah.
and then them realizing, holy cow, that's half of Sixpence, and
Yeah.
we're in 𝗟𝗏𝗡. So yeah, it's really been extra
Our
fun
90s
lately.
minds are blowing up. But at the same time, I
Yeah.
think it's got to be pretty cool. Like when somebody goes to a Leigh Nash show and they're enjoying like all this music that you've put out since '06 and all the albums and all the singles, somebody's a Leigh Nash fan or like somebody gets, hey, come see this like really great, performer with me. And they're there. And then they realize, wait a minute, there's something very familiar about this. Like
Yeah.
that's got to be kind of fun too.
It is so fun. I mean, I really have been very blessed to be able to do the things I've done so far, and that's kind of another reason to not stop. It's just sort of show everybody else, the young artists, medium aged, all the way up to, you know, where the Maniacs are now. You know, they're in their, whatever, I'm not going to say it, but they're older than, you know, and I started so young, but I want young artists to, especially young women artists, to not be discouraged by that number, whatever it is.
The industry has changed so much from what you've seen across the years, and I definitely want to circle back around to that. I know it from the radio side, you know it from the performing side. Like, it's a whole different ballgame right now. But first and foremost, it's about getting out there and contacting and being with the people. And both of you are on planes tomorrow. Live music is back in a big way. What is next for you guys?
So thankful for that. Tomorrow we're playing an autumn festival in Hillsboro, Texas, so it won't be too far from my exact home location, but far enough where I'm not going to get to see my family, but that's okay. We're just going to drop in and then come right back on Sunday. So that's happening, and then I'm with the 10,000 Maniacs on November 4th out in Palm Springs for the Pride Festival, and I'm excited about that.
That's going to be fun.
And a lot of shows in the Northeast right after that, and then it kind of slows down for the season. I can just focus on stalking my son.
The holidays. Yeah. I mean,
come home.
I
He's in
know.
college. I don't really stalk my son.
You're allowed. It's okay. Especially when they're away at college and they have to come home for the holidays to, you know, get fed and do laundry. So
Right.
it's important. You are working on another project right now, the solo project with the EP and more to come. How are you feeling about that process? How far along are you in it? What can we look forward to?
Well, I mean, I wish I could say it's astonishing, the songs that are about to come out, and I can't talk about them yet. But when they come out, you'll be like,
How hard is that?
it's really hard.
It's like you're like it's right here, and you could just.
I'm really excited about it. But yeah, the project as a whole is called The 𝗙𝗏 Volume 2, meaning there was a Volume 1, and it was fantastic. I'm really proud of that. But Volume 2, we did have our first single come out a month ago, and on YouTube, I don't know any other metrics or how you say things about music, the data. But one thing that I can see is the visualizer for the song, which is called The Tide, and it's a sixpence song that we wrote together with 𝗟𝗏𝗡 and Sam Ashworth. But yeah, the visualizer for it has 1.5 million views already, and I don't know if I'm the one that has watched it that many times.
Probably not.
Because it's just me. I think I've watched. It's pretty hard.
1.5 million is impressive for that short amount of time.
I'm super excited and proud of that. So if that's a sign of things to come for this project, that's great.
So definitely, if you're online now, keep commenting and sharing and liking, but jump over to YouTube. It's live there as well. If you want to like kind of bookmark going and checking out The 𝗙𝗏 with Leigh Nash and give it some more views, it's perfect. And if you're enjoying the music, keep in mind when you do go into whatever platform you're on, a Spotify or an iHeart or Amazon, liking and clicking and sharing, that's the metrics. That's the algorithm. That will push it even further up into the list, which is what we're all about here, celebrating music and getting to spend time with you guys here in the JaMHappyHour. Gosh, we're already 20 minutes in. See, I told you this happens. We just talk a lot. I want to talk about influences. I want to talk about the resurgence, but I would love to hear a third song. Caleb, what is next?
Well, should we play The 𝗙𝗏?
Yeah, since we were just talking about The 𝗙𝗏.
Absolutely perfect.
So this is the new sixpence. Let's see if I can get it the words right.
Here's your test.
I'll follow you.
But you better stay on the line. You say you're okay, but honey, I don't think you're fine. In the middle of a blank stare, is there anybody in there? I know you're on hold, but you better stay on the line. I know you wanna sleep right through the morning. Wake up when you're safe on the other side. wanna sleep right through the morning. Wake up when you're safe on the other side. Sometimes the tide comes without warning, but you're safe inside. Know you wanna sleep right through the morning. Wake up when you're safe on the other side. Sometimes the tide comes without warning, but you're safe inside. You're safe inside. You're safe.
The Tide with Leigh Nash here in the Jam Happy Hour, all benefiting Sweet Relief's Musician Fund. Thank you. That is so interesting in the fact that I know how I feel when I listen to those words in that song. And I know you probably come from a different place. And how cool is that when you create a song like that, that it can mean so many different things to so many different people?
It's crazy. Music is one of the only things that can do that.
Mm-hmm.
And art, I suppose, in general. But
Yeah.
there's music is, I don't know, it's life's balm. One of them, anyway.
Great word, by the way. It's up there with salve.
I did, exactly. I think balm is a good word. And salve might get confusing for some.
That's another one. Yeah. When it comes to creating songs, are you comfortable with talking about where they come from, or so where does the tide come from?
Well, I feel like it sort of started during the pandemic. I know I'm not alone in this. I was so afraid. I mean, I think we all were, but we were living way out in the country, which my husband and my son like really loved. And I did too, but at the same time, I just felt, I know we all did, but so far from my family in Texas, and I was so worried about them and worried about everybody, worried about my friends. There was so much going on, and I remember that kept coming into my head. You're safe inside. That's something that I had written down a long time ago. But then when it came time to write this song, you know, it was Matt Slocum and I, Matt wrote "Kiss Me," and he's my partner in Sixpence, and Ruby Amanfu and Sam Ashworth. When we got together, that might have been just a little seed of an idea, and then we just kind of went from there. But it is so timely, and I hope that it offers comfort to whoever hears it.
Well, I think there's such like a bounce back too. There was such a feeling during the pandemic, and now everybody's kind of coming out of it and still feeling some of that angst and some of that like, ooh, what's going on?
Absolutely.
That music is 100% necessary and needed, and you know, it can make people feel a lot better.
I think
you listen to the saddest song in the world, and afterwards you feel amazing. Like
I know.
that's scientifically proven. Like the saddest song can make you feel better, or the happiest song can like bring you out of stuff. So, what do you listen to on a bad day?
I'm a sad song kind of girl.
Are you?
So I go for songs that were my dad's favorite songs that he shared with me, and he passed away in 2007, and I find that I go back to the music that he shared with me over his lifetime, and as much as I can remember, those are my favorite artists. He introduced me to Guy Clark, Boz Scaggs, just a few of his songs.
Yeah.
I go back to. He had this record called Some Change, and there's like 3 songs on there that are just some of the most beautiful songs I've ever heard.
And
so
ingrained into you.
Oh yeah, it's just way down deep, and I love I love so many artists.
On that sad, we call it Rashville, the rainy Nashville day, where you just want to put it on in the house, like in every room of the house. Like, what about you, Caleb? What's your sad day music?
Ooh, my sad day stuff is typically like piano sonatas. I love this composer named Dustin O'Halloran, who you probably heard his music on like movies and stuff. But he has my favorite album of his is called Piano Solos Volume 2, and a lot of that music was used in my wife and Maya's wedding. So on like sad rainy days, it puts me in
that's
this,
great
like,
sad day music. Yeah.
mega nostalgia mode. Yeah.
I listen to a lot of piano on flights.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Cool.
like I'm centered.
Yeah.
But now I got to pick up some Leigh Nash to listen to as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I know the EP with the Tide Volume 2 is coming out, but you have a huge catalog of like your own stuff. Is it hard? Not hard. Is it, how interesting is it to go back and look at them now? You know, with Blue on Blue and Wishing for This, like written in different times and different, way different worlds for sure. Is it fun to jump back into that music, or is it like a little bit like we're going back here?
It's a little weird. Yeah, it's a little strange. Like Blue on Blue, that was my first solo record and my first attempt, you know, a foray into like seriously writing songs, because I felt very intimidated by Matt from '6th, because he did the majority of the writing for us. And
You were really stepping out of your comfort zone.
yeah, he's such a brilliant writer, and I was just the way our relationship started out. I was young. It felt like I was so much younger at the time. Now the gap is it's nothing. But
Not so big anymore.
4 or 5 years when you're 15 is like
A big deal.
a really big deal. So I just was always so intimidated, and it wasn't his fault for being brilliant.
Yeah.
But yeah, I felt a sense of pressure, and you know, knowing, dang, I gotta raise this kid somehow. So I had to keep cranking out some tunes, and I'm not saying it wasn't fun at all, but yeah, it's a little bit. Sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, we're going back here.
Yeah, and knowing where you were mentally
Right.
in that
exactly.
moment. But the cool thing about that is somebody's connecting with that even today.
Right. It blows my mind. People still come up and say, Blue on Blue is my favorite record, you know, ever. And I'm like, what? Do you want to sit down?
Do you want a hug?
Who hurt
Do you have a
you?
therapist? Like, we should talk. But no, I love that about music, and I love that about storytelling, which, you know, music is in so many different ways. I would love to jump in on another song. We're about halfway through here in the JaMHappyHour. And if you guys have any requests, if you're listening along or watching along, thank you for being here and enjoying the music with us. We are here to raise money for the Sweet Relief Musicians Fund. If you're jumping in, it's the easiest thing in the world to do. All you have to do is like, share, comment, drop an emoji. It doesn't matter. Whatever you do that takes up any kind of data space in the world on any of our streams right now, we'll donate $1 on your behalf to this really cool fund that supports live music, back of the house as well as front of the house. So please do. And what would you like to play for us next?
Would you see any requests?
Requests.
You have any requests?
I'm watching.
No, I was going
right
to say,
now.
we were talking about Blue on Blue. We could do Between the Lines.
Sure.
Ooh, yep, I see one for that.
Okay.
That's perfect.
They can't look behind shades, an open book, but the print fades. You may feel you wrote me, but I'll be undercover until you need me. That's where I'll be. I'm talking to you, not the wailing wall. If that's what you do, this link may fall between the lines. Can you read me? Between the lines, that's where I will be. Between hell and I will give you the moon. Between I have you and I'll see you soon. As long as you've been screaming, I think you listen. As I try to get my words off the ground, I'm shaking my fist, just trying to feel like I'm something, not just a long way around. I'm talking to you, not the wailing wall. If that's what you do, this link may fall between the lines. Can you read me? Between the lines, between the lines.
Between the Lines off Blue on Blue with Leigh Nash here in the Jam Happy Hour, taking it all the way back to '06, doing so many projects, solo as well as with Sixpence, and just like in general, you know, coming into the industry so young as you did. And you're still here. You're still, bless your heart, you know, like you're like, I'm staying. You've seen a lot. And I've been in the industry long enough to play your music the whole time, from the radio side of things, coming from the artist side of things and the recording side of things. What has changed for the good, and what is maybe not so good?
Well, I think just personally, I miss the mystery of the artists that I grew up loving, but I do notice that most of them have, like, they've managed to maintain that mystery. I got to see 𝗟𝗏𝗯𝗆 𝗙𝗿𝗶𝗱 the other night, and
That tour is everything.
it is everything.
It's so good.
I don't.
𝗟𝗏𝗯𝗆 𝗏 is selling out arenas, by the way.
They are,
Can
they
we
are
just
selling out arenas. And
amazing.
And rightly so. It was absolutely incredible. Yeah, there's so many bands that they've maintained it. I love the band 𝗟𝗏𝗡, and they have a presence online, but it's not overdone. It's not like, you know, a video every day of like, this is what I think about this, and
I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
Oversaturation.
Oversaturation. I mean, I loved Jeff Buckley. Like, he was my favorite artist, you know, when he was kind of first coming up, and then unfortunately he passed away way too young. But there was just so much mystery. Like, the only time you could get anything was in the CD, like the liner notes.
I was thinking like
go
the
see a
album
show.
sleeves.
Yeah.
You would rip them open and look and read everything.
Just read
and
everything, and that's all you got. And then maybe posters and things like that. And I did get to see him live. I saw Soul Coughing open for him at Exit In here in Nashville when I was like 18.
That's a show.
It was a show, and I just got to stand right in front of him and just, it was incredible.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
Transformative.
So that's the thing I miss about it. And then the thing that's great is we are all so connected, and connectivity and community is incredible. We couldn't be doing this without the technology and without all these platforms. So in that way, it is really incredible. But the pressure on artists to constantly be creating content, I think, is
exhausting.
It's like having a bacteria enter into a plant. Yeah, and it kills it. It kills
It never
creativity.
stops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think bacteria. What is it that gets into a plant? Some sort of bad bug.
Well, I think of it this way. If you're constantly being forced to create, then you don't have the downtime to create the good stuff.
Right, and there's so artists, all of us, I mean, everybody's different. But I know, my particular brain type, it's like if I have one thing to tackle that's really intimidating, like I don't love making selfie videos, but it'll keep me, if I do have like an idea and I, in my mind and my heart, and I've had it for a while, I won't work on that idea because I'm sort of a workhorse, and if somebody asks me to do something, I want to get it done.
Right.
Not that I'm the best at it, and because I'm certainly not.
But if it's on your list,
if it's on my list,
done.
it's like I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to go reward myself with a nap.
Or a glass of wine.
Or, yeah.
By the way, cheers to everybody joining us here in the Jam Happy Hour with Leigh Nash. If you're just jumping in, we're about halfway through. You can always check back, listen to the podcast through all of your favorite platforms a little bit later on. But we're just kind of hanging out and enjoying the music and raising money for the Sweet Relief Musicians Fund. And, Leigh has a very interesting perspective on the industry, as a woman and as an artist. It's, it's not always about men versus women. Caleb, I love you. But it's a very interesting thing to see the arc in the industry and how it has changed. And now you're seeing a lot more women kind of standing up and speaking out and telling some maybe behind the door truths. And for someone who's been through it, how does it make you feel to see these people that are actually, these women that are standing up and going, no, bullshit, this is what's happening?
I think it's great. I think that so much of it is really unfortunate because how many women, they don't have the option. They just kind of, I mean, I don't know, maybe you always have the option, but if you've got kids and you're trying to raise a family and you get to a certain age and everybody's kind of looking at you, and I still get it all the time. I'll have people in the industry even say, "Oh, you're still working, you're still doing this," and it's so hurtful. And I don't think people
it's so underhanded.
They don't. I don't think it's meant that way, but it
Bless
sure
their
feels
heart.
like a slap in the face. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, instead of slapping them in the face, I just am like, yeah. Don't you
Go to my
attention.
Spotify.
Look me up, bro.
Look me up.
No, I think I'm just trying to gracefully stay standing as long, because I'm not trying to force anything on anyone, but there's a place for this.
Absolutely, 1000%. And hopefully you're enjoying being here in the Jam Happy Hour with us, because we're certainly enjoying having you with new music and more touring on the way. What's the best way to keep up with what you guys are up to? We talk about socials, but like, are you active on the socials? Is it a good way? Like, apparently if you're answering DMs, that's you.
Mm-hmm. It is me. I'm the most active on Instagram, which my fans probably know that, but it's at 𝗟𝗏𝗍 like bird in the sky, like bird Nash. And yes, that's me and only me. But I've stopped doing. I did for a while. I was doing some character videos that people seem to like. I have a character named. If you're interested, it's #ThomasDominic. And bless this family. There's a family that has a young son named Thomas Dominic, so he has to compete with that hashtag of mine.
Oh.
This ridiculous character that I made up, but I love him and I miss him. But when I'll post, videos of him, this character, people, most of people are like, "Oh, please do more of this," and then you'll have like 5 or 6 people be like, "I'm gonna be up all night. Please stop doing this." So
That's a good thing, though. That means they
maybe I
can't
just
stop watching.
Need to start a whole other page just for my
So
weird
crazy what
characters.
connects these days. I swear. There's a post on your Instagram page though that I have to comment on because you posted about Dorothy Hoffner.
I did.
You did. The 104-year-old woman who jumped out of a plane.
Yes, I know.
The world's oldest skydiver, who then proceeded to die 5 days later.
I know.
I
But
feel
how
like she went out on top.
I think she was probably thinking, if not now, when?
When,
She was
right?
right. She was right.
104, and you say, I'm 47. There's no way I'm doing that. Honey, I'm 15. There's no way I'm doing that.
No.
But when it comes to bucket list, is there a venue on your bucket list that you would love to play?
I want to say no. I'm always after that vibe and that audience and that sweet connection. Strangely enough, my husband, who when I married him, he was a scientist and now he's an artist. He's getting to play. He played Royal Albert Hall this year, and he just got done playing Red Rocks. And my son and I went out to see that, and so I'm getting to see him do this stuff. And I've done some great. I've played at Coliseums in Rome. I've done incredible things. So I'm not saying that I haven't got to do cool stuff, but yeah, I think at this point I'm just kind of along for whatever God is into. Yeah, let the Creator set the course, and I'll do what I can to catch up.
So that's still a big theme for you. Obviously when Sixpence broke onto the world, it kind of came out of that like Christian pop kind of realm, but that's still very much a huge theme in your life, is just kind of let it be what it's going to be.
Mm-hmm. I'm a big fan of saying my prayers and doing the next right thing. I've got a really, really amazing mother that has instilled a lot of wisdom into a mind that's a little bit of it's a rough neighborhood up there. So she's given me a lot of things to fall back on and find peace in, and I'm very thankful.
Cheers to the
for
moms
that.
out there that
gosh,
have carried us
seriously.
all through some
Hopefully
some
I do
minefields.
that for my boy. But yeah, I've got a lot of good people in my life, and yeah, I do ultimately trust in our Creator, my Creator. Yeah.
I think that's super comforting, especially in times like this. speaking back to Mom, does she have a favorite project of yours?
If she did, I wonder.
Would she tell you?
She would say probably the state I'm in, that I did this country project, because before I met Matt, I wanted to be like, wanted to be the next Tanya Tucker. And
Didn't.
And I could, and I met Matt, and it turned into, was a pop singer. And so in 2015, I had the opportunity to make this like border country sounding record. When I say border country, I mean like Texas, because I grew up in the hill country.
Yeah, with your upbringing between Texas and being in Nashville, like you can't get away from that.
No. So so I got to on that project. Well, actually, yeah. I did a lot of cool stuff. It's one of my favorite things. So I think that's what my mom would say. Or that I did a hymns record called Hymns and Sacred Songs. I really tried them to get it to be called Hymns and Hers, but they wouldn't. They almost did. They were
I would have totally
cool
gone for
people.
that.
Missed opportunity.
I still think that needs to happen, but I want to say that might be my favorite solo thing. I mean, the state I'm in and Hymns and Sacred Songs. Yeah.
Let's circle back around to that. I know you did Tell Me Tennessee from that project earlier, and it was 2015. It was right before everything kind of went crazy. Do you feel like the music has changed vastly from then to now?
Like as a whole, or
That's just kind of like where you're coming at it from. Like,
Oh.
the last 3 years have been daunting for sure. But
I
going back to
think-
2015 versus now, like you're a whole different human.
Yeah, we all are. Yeah, I think it's a little bit now when I tell people what my plans are, it sounds a little bit more ridiculous than it did before. I wonder if we all kind of have a little bit of that itis.
God, I hope.
Next month I'm gonna blah blah blah, and it's good to make plans. I don't think it's good to get in that hole where you're like, well, we may not even be here tomorrow.
Oh wait, no. That's not too bad.
No, but in a sense, it's true. Like I think planning is great and all that, but at the same time, just take things one day at a time and kind of see what happens. I'm all about the vibe these days.
The vibe is good. We're loving the vibe here in the Jam Happy Hour, benefiting the Sweet Relief Musicians Fund. So please continue to share, like, and comment along if you're enjoying the music tonight. Just make sure you tell your friends about it. We'll donate $1 on your behalf throughout the weekend. And now's a great time to jump into our next song. What would you like to play for us here?
I was thinking, so I put out a record right before The Tide Volume 2, which is in the process of coming out. The Tide Volume 1 came out, and I got to do collaborations with CeCe Winans, Tanya Tucker, which I felt was a huge wink from my dad.
That's a full circle.
Maybe. Yeah, and Vince Gill, and so I'd like to play this one. It's the Vince Gill collaboration. Yeah. I wrote it with a great songwriter named Connie Harrington after I had visited an agricultural center that's not that far from here. It's here in Nashville, and I met a man came out of the barn that had been working with the horses, and he told my friend and I his whole story, and he was currently incarcerated and just able to work with the horses on, I guess, what they would call good behavior, and so I sort of put the idea in my little pocket and then saved it for a time when I sat down with a songwriter that I trusted, and so here's that song. And Vince Gill on The Tide Volume 1, it does a gorgeous guitar solo and sings.
I mean, that voice.
The angels come down when he sings.
True. Enjoy.
He said, I've been locked up 14 months on misdemeanor charges. I got clean in county jail, but the lonely is the hardest. As long as I'm on good behavior, they let me work these stables. I never prayed a day in my life, but now I'm finally able. Sometimes you don't know what you need until you get it. I didn't know what to ask for. gave me 18 months, but God gave me horses. He said it's funny how here I thought I was taking care of them. They know my voice come when I call. Yeah, these are my best friends. Hadn't seen my father in 7 years, too ashamed of what I was. When he visits me on days now, he's proud to call me son. Sometimes you don't know what you need until you get it. I didn't know what to ask for, so I didn't. I just brush them and then I feel, and the holes in my arms start healing. Oh, it's like they knew what I was feeling. State gave me 18 months, but God gave me horses. I've driven by a million times, but I stopped today. Leaned against that fence to clear my head. When a stranger in his prison blues handed me the reins, somehow I felt freer when I left. Sometimes you don't know what you need until you get it. I didn't know what to ask for, so I didn't. I just brush them and then I feed them. Then the holes in my arms started healing. Oh, it's like they knew what I was feeling. State gave me 18 months. State gave me 18 months. But God gave me horses.
There really is just something about when a horse looks at you
Right?
and you're just like, oh,
It's pretty intense.
it's like into your soul.
Yeah, yeah. They're
what a-
incredible animals.
What a great story, though. What a great storyteller you are, I should say.
Thank
Like,
you.
you can kind of feel like, you know, his story and your story kind of like, you know, all in a song like that. And that's a gift. Like you said, it's like, I can have thoughts and I can write things down, but I don't make beautiful music. You know, I can, jot a sentence down in a journal and tell my therapist, yeah, I journaled today.
Which is really great. I should journal more, but it's
But you
really
write songs.
It's really amazing to leave a situation because I am that kind of writer. I think I need something to happen, and then I'll write a song about it. And it could have been something that happened 20 years ago, but yeah, I left a situation the day before yesterday, and it was so dynamic, the situation, that I was like, I need a journal. I need to have my
Grab it.
voice recorder on, because there was so much going on. So sometimes you get little gifts like that, little nuggets.
As a creative, and to both of you as creatives, is there ever a moment where you have a thought that is so good? You're like, oh my God, this is amazing. I need this right now. And in the moment between reaching for your phone or reaching for the piece of paper, the squirrel's gone crazy in your head and you lose it.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I hate that.
But then maybe I remember it a week later and I'm like, it wasn't that good.
It felt really good at the time after a glass of wine.
Usually, right. Like maybe that was just the wine thinking.
Maybe, but great ideas happen within the
That
wine.
is the
Thanks everybody
advantage
for
of where
joining
we
us.
are in time right now, though, too, is that
You
you can easily just be like,
Immediately, yeah.
and then
It is a Jetson lifestyle. I think I read somewhere like that George Jetson, like the Jetsons cartoon was supposed to take place in like 2030. We're right there.
I
Oh.
really thought that you just passed gas.
What?
And then I realized, like,
Oh,
They
that
were
was
doing the
nice.
Jetson theme.
I was like, dang, Caleb.
Yeah, I'm just letting it all hang out.
I'm going to jump really quick into, I feel like looking at your discography that you may be a fan of the holidays.
Absolutely. 100%.
You got some beautiful Christmas songs in your purse there. And we're coming up on the holidays quick. What do you look forward to most about the holiday season?
Well, being with my family, I think that's what hopefully most of us get to say. Some of us don't, and that breaks my heart. But if you've got a family to celebrate with, that's pretty amazing. But also just the quiet and the solace of winter. One thing that I love, it has nothing to do with winter, but something I love about the Philippines, and it might be the same just in that general area down there, but I know in Manila, I guarantee you right now, if we were there would be Christmas stuff everywhere because it doesn't get cold there. So they start really early with they have these beautiful lights, like around, like they'll have a piece of wire and then all these really beautiful, colorful lights wrapped around it. And I bought so many when we've been over there and bring them home, and then I'll break it and then I'll whatever, hopefully get to go back. But I think that's such a sweet thing because it doesn't get cold and cozy everywhere. No. But they just take advantage of it extra hard and celebrate it for even longer. I think that's beautiful.
As a Floridian, I put my tree up on November 1st. I have cats this year, so that may not be the case, but we'll find out.
Nah, they'll do okay. That makes it fun too.
They're just moving ornaments.
Yeah.
Just anchor the tree. But yeah, like, just getting into that holiday spirit, whether it's, you guys get the great cold weather or, wherever you're at or wherever you're watching from, or you just want to get into that mentality, knowing that you also have those tunes that we also can enjoy too. So make sure you're enjoying Leigh Nash on all of your platforms and lists and sharing along when it comes to the holiday season. She's got some great tunes there for you to enjoy too. We will definitely keep posted on the Tide Volume 2 coming out in the near future. The hour is wrapping up quick, and we may have time for one more.
Okay.
What would you like to perform for us next?
Well, I feel like we're gonna get maybe the most hearts out of the big, out of my big. I'll play the big card.
The big card.
The sixpence card here, just for sweet relief.
Thank you.
So yes, here it is. Thank you so much for having me, and I hope this is a great boon to Sweet Relief. I think it's an incredible
Already has been.
endeavor. Good. Here's Kiss Me. Kiss me out of the bearded barley nightly, beside the green grass. Swing the spinning step. You wear those shoes and I will wear that dress. Oh, kiss me beneath the milky twilight. Lead me out on the moonlit floor. Lift your open hand, strike up the band and make the fireflies dance. Silver moon sparkling, so kiss me. Kiss me down by the broken tree house. Swing me up on its hanging tide. Bring your flowered hat. We'll take the trail marked on your fire's map. So kiss me beneath the milky twilight. Lead me out on the moonlit floor. Lift your open head, strike up the band and make the fireflies dance. Silver moon sparkling, so kiss me. La la la, la la la, la la la, la 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 la, la la la, la la.
Thank you, Caleb. And thank you, Leigh Nash. And thank you for being here with us in the Jam Happy Hour. So much going on, you guys. If you enjoyed it, please share it with your friends. And please keep following along with Leigh. The project, the Tide Volume 2 is getting ready to be coming out here in the very near future. She's got so many amazing things you can go back and kind of trip down the line to. Recently, January of last year, I had a chance. I was talking with Diane Warren. She was mentioning you and your voice and just, your work ethic and the fact that you were still here all these years later, sounding like you're still like it's beautiful and it's angelic, and we just really appreciate you guys spending your time with us and helping us raise some money for this great fund. But ultimately, I just really like hanging out with you and sharing a glass of wine, and let's do it again in Napa sometime soon, or Nashville.
I'd love it. Thank you so much.
Well, cheers to you. Cheers everyone joining in. Take care of each other and have a beautiful night.
You too.